Good morning, students. Today we'll read class 9 science chapter 11. Topic is work and energy. In previous class we already discussed about work, different types of work like maximum work, in which condition we get maximum work, in which condition we get no work, and the condition for negative work. That is when the direction of force and direction of displacement both are same. That means force is applied on a direction and the same direction. The body is displaced. In that case, we get maximum work, but the inclination between the direction of force and direction of displacement is 0. Then, when the direction of force and direction of displacement inclined at 90 degree, in that case we get no work, and the inclination between direction of force and direction of displacement is 180 degree, we get negative work. Next we will discuss about energy. Energy, that is the ability to do work. We have different forms of energy and use this energy to do the work. How much energy a body possesses, that much work will be done there. According to the amount of energy which is contained in a body, the work will be done. It has different forms, and all these forms are needed in different fields to do different works. Here in this chapter we will discuss about only this mechanical energy, that is combinedly as kinetic energy and potential energy. So first, kinetic energy. As like the unit of work, the unit of energy is also joule. Kinetic energy means the energy which is possessed by a body during the motion. When a body is in motion, and the energy which is possessed by this body, that energy is said to be kinetic energy. And the amount of kinetic energy present in that body, that much work the body can do. A moving object can do work. An object moving faster can do more work than an identical object moving relatively slow. A moving bullet, blowing wind, a rotating wheels, a speeding stone can do work. How does a bullet face the target? How does the wind move the blades of a windmill? Objects in motion possess some energy, and we call this energy as kinetic energy. When a fast moving wind strikes on the blades of a windmill, then the blades of windmill start to rotate. It is only due to the energy possessed by this moving wind will exert some pressure on the blades of that windmill. This blowing wind has some energy. That energy is said to be kinetic energy. When water falls on the blades of turbine, then the blades of turbine start to rotate and generate electricity in hydroelectric plant. It is due to the energy possessed by that water, fast moving water. It is falling from height also. But the water is falling here, it is in motion. Some energy present in this moving water also. By this energy, the water can rotate the blades of turbine. When a bullet is fired from a gun, then this fast moving bullet can pierce any object like body or any its target. It is due to the energy possessed by that bullet to pierce in it, to enter into that body. And the energy which is possessed by this fast moving bullet, that is called kinetic energy. A falling coconut, a speeding car, a rolling stone, a flying aircraft, flowing water, blowing wind, a running athletes, etc. They all possess a kinetic energy. In such kinetic energy, the energy possessed by an object due to its motion. The kinetic energy of an object increase with its speed. If the body will increase its speed, then the kinetic energy of the body will also increase. In between, in a given or any certain mass, when the speed will increase, the kinetic energy will increase. Similarly, if we increase the mass, then also the kinetic energy will increase. How much energy is possessed by a moving body by virtue of its motion? By definition, we say that kinetic energy of a moving body with a certain velocity is equal to the work done on it to make it acquire that velocity. Now, we have to express this kinetic energy as half mv square. We have to derive the formula of kinetic energy as half mv square. Let us now express the kinetic energy of an object in the form of an equation. Consider the mass m moving with uniform velocity u. Let it be now displaced through a distance s. When a constant force acts on it, the direction of its displacement. Here the work done W is equal to Fs. The work done on the object will cause a change in its velocity. Let's say its velocity changes from u to v. That causes the happening of acceleration A. We studied three equations of motions. The relation connecting the initial velocity, final velocity of the object moving with uniform acceleration A. That's where the displacement S becomes v square minus u square is equal to 2as. This gives S is equal to v square minus u square by 2a. Here, if we take any object which will move from the velocity u to v by acting on a force at here, forces act on this body. Here, the mass of object that is m. Before applying this force on the object, the initial velocity of the object it was u, and after applying this force, the velocity becomes v. That is initial velocity of the object u and final velocity of the object, that is v. And the body accelerates during the time when the velocity changes into v from u, that is v, and the body is displaced by the distance s. According to the relation of this displacement and that of the velocity, v square minus v square is equal to 2as. This implies S is equal to V square minus C square by 2V. But we know the force is equal to product of mass and acceleration. But F is equal to m into v. Force is equal to mass into acceleration. M into v. Here we can write the work done as work done. W is equal to F into S. That is product of force and displacement. This is equal to force can be written as MAS, that is MA, and S is taken from distance, V square minus V square by 2. So A and A will be cancelled. This implies work is equal to m into V square minus V square by 2, which can be written as half into m V square minus V square. If the body is started from a stationary position, when the body is started from rest, then initial velocity is considered as 0. If the body is started from rest, then the value of u is taken as 0. This implies work done is equal to half into m into v square minus v. This is equal to half into m into v square, half m v square. But the work done depends upon the amount of energy which is present in the moving body. Since the body is in motion, then the energy which is possessed in this body, the amount of energy which is possessed, that much work will be done. So the energy which is possessed by the body becomes equal to the work done. So what type of energy is possessed in the body? That is kinetic energy. Here work done will be equal to the kinetic energy of the body. This implies kinetic energy is equal to half m v square. It is derived the formula for kinetic energy, which is equal to half m v square. Half m v square. This kinetic energy depends on mass and velocity. Here we got a relation of kinetic energy, mass and velocity. How this mass, velocity and kinetic energy are related? Here, kinetic energy is equal to half m v square. Half m v square. This mass is directly proportional with kinetic energy, and also this kinetic energy directly proportional with the square of its velocity. Kinetic energy is directly proportional with mass, and also kinetic energy is directly proportional with the square of velocity. How they are related? How they will increase or decrease accordingly? Let's take some value. If mass is 500 or it is 5 kg. And this 20 kilometer meter per second. Then kinetic energy will be half into m into v square, that is half into 5 into 20 square. This equal to half into 5 into 400. 20 square is 400. 2 and 400 will be cancelled. It becomes 200. 200 to 5 is 1000 joule. So the kinetic energy becomes 1000 joule. Case 1. If mass is double, let the mass of the object be double. So here value of m will be 10 kg. Velocity remains same, that is 20 meter per second. What will be the kinetic energy? The kinetic energy becomes half into mass m v square, that is 20 square. This is equal to half into 10 into 400. 2 and 10, that is cancel the 5 and 400, that is equal to 2000. Here it is observed when the mass is doubled. Originally it was 5 kg, but the first condition when the mass of the object is doubled, that is becomes 10 kg. How the kinetic energy is changed here? In the first case, when it is taken this 5 kg and 20 meter per second as the velocity, we observe this kinetic energy is 1000 joule. But when the mass is doubled, we observe that kinetic energy becomes 2000 joule. So when mass is doubled, the kinetic energy also doubled. It is in direct proportion. So this kinetic energy is directly proportional to the mass of the object. If mass is triple, then the kinetic energy also triple. Let the mass is triple. If the mass is tripled, then this 5 kg becomes 15 kg. Now the kinetic energy becomes half into mv square, that is half into mass, that is 15, and v square, that is 20 square. Half into 15 into 20 square becomes half into 15 into 400. 400 will be cancelled, remains 200. 200 into 15, that is 3000 joule. Here it is observed when mass is tripled, then kinetic energy also tripled as compared to the original. Originally it was 1000 joule, but when it is tripled, it is increased 3 times for this mass, then kinetic energy also increased by 3 times. In this way, we can observe how the kinetic energy depends upon the mass, how the kinetic energy is proportional to this mass of the object. Next, let's discuss about how the kinetic energy of the moving body and that velocity are related, the square of velocity related. In the same data, we can observe here. Velocity is 20 meter per second. We are getting kinetic energy is 1000 joule. Now, case 1, where the kinetic energy is doubled. When the kinetic energy is doubled, when the velocity is double. When the velocity is double, that means v is equal to, here it was 20 meter per second, when it is double it becomes 40 meter per second. Now what will be the kinetic energy here? That is half m v square becomes half m 5 kg and v square, that is 40 square. It becomes half into 5, 40 square is 1600. Now 2 and 1600 will be cancelled. It becomes 800. 5 into 800 becomes 4000 joules. So here it is observed, when the velocity is doubled, then kinetic energy will be increased by 4 times the square of the velocity. Double, that is square of 2. When it is triple, it will increase by 9 times. When it becomes, the velocity is increased by 4 times, the kinetic energy will be increased by 16 times. According to the square of its velocity, the kinetic energy will be proportional. Next, let's do some examples here. But the work to be done to increase the velocity. Here, what is the work to be done to increase the velocity of a car from 30 km per hour to 60 km per hour? If the mass of the car is 1500 kg. There is a car. Mass is 1500 kg. Initially it is observed the velocity as 30 km per hour and finally it is observed as 60 km per hour. That means the initial velocity of the car, here it is 30 km per hour, and when force is applied on this car, velocity of the car becomes 60 km per hour. Same car it is. Some force is applied in the same direction, that's why the velocity is increased. We have to find how much work it is done to increase the velocity from 30 to 60 km per hour. How to find the amount of work of work done depends upon the kinetic energy. If the velocity is increased, that means more kinetic energy will be used there. We have to find how much difference of the kinetic energy in both cases. When the car is at this place and when the car is at this place, how much kinetic energy is present or it is possessed by the car when it is the place when the velocity was 30 km/h and the kinetic energy which is possessed by the car when it is observed the velocity is 60 km/h. The difference of their kinetic energy is the work done by which the velocity is increased. The amount of work done is there. So first we have to write the data what is given here. That is mass of the car, initial velocity and final velocity. Yes, mass of the car M is 1500 kg. Next, initial velocity of the car is 30 km/h. But to express the kinetic energy, mass should be in kg and velocity should be in meter per second. It is given km/h. We have to convert this km/h into meter per second by multiplying with 5/80. What is multiplied 5/80? That is 30 kilometer is converted into meter. That is 1 kilometer is 1000 meter. Hour is converted into second. 1 hour is 60 into 60 seconds. Directly you can multiply 5/80. 0 0 0 0 is cancelled. 6 5s are 2 3 are 2 5s are. It is 25/3 or equal to 8.33 meter per second. It is observed as value of u, that is initial velocity, which is expressed in meter per second, is 8.33 meter per second. Now look at the final velocity. Of the car, that is 60 km/h. Here, this one also is km/h. So we have to express this km/h into meter per second. Yes, 60 into 5/80. This is equal to this type of 5/80. That's 1000 by 60 into 60. It gives 16.67 meter per second. That is D. We got the value of U, V and N. Now we have to find the work done here. Work done to increase the velocity becomes equal to kinetic energy, the change of kinetic energy. Change of kinetic energy. Change of kinetic energy. that is final kinetic energy minus initial kinetic energy. How much kinetic energy it changes? That is final kinetic energy minus initial kinetic energy. Amount of kinetic energy present in the final condition minus amount of kinetic energy present in initial condition. The difference is the change of kinetic energy. Final kinetic energy is half into mass into final velocity. That is v square minus. For initial kinetic energy, we use initial velocity. Half into m into v square. Half m square minus half m square. Half into m. It is common, so take it half m out of the bracket. Inside it is v square minus v square. Now we will put the value of f, v and q here. Half mass is given as 1500 kg. V square, that is 16.67 square minus v square 8.33 square. You got here? One lakh 56,375 joule. This much work is done to increase the velocity from 30 km/h to 60 km/h.